Shauna the Tax Goddess and Chief Tax Strategist for TaxGoddess.com and DropMyTaxes.com. I'm super, super happy to be here with you today with one of our fabulous experts, Mr. Caleb, on our channel, Tax Strategies That Save Entrepreneurs Thousands. We are dedicated to helping business owners reduce their tax burdens in all the legal ways possible and are thrilled to be here with you today because today we're not only talking about reducing burdens, but we're talking about how to make you more money. And I love, come on guys, let's make some more money. I love it, absolutely love making money. So this is why we've brought you Caleb, okay? Caleb Wright is the owner and creator of Bitcoin Lifestyles Club, which is a cryptocurrency education and mastermind community. He's an expert in cryptocurrency, trading, mining, various profit methods. He's a market expert, he's a mentor. This guy knows everything about crypto. We love him. We're so happy to have him. So thank you so much for being here, Caleb, to share all of your knowledge with us. We really appreciate it. So jumping right in, the topic today, understanding cryptocurrency and its real-world adoption as a financial technology. Whew, that is a mouthload. So for those of you who it's your first time here, make sure that you click subscribe, click the little bell icon, right? Especially if you want to see more of Caleb. Caleb's going to be around for at least a few episodes, so we're super excited about this. So Caleb, let's jump right in. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. So as a total newbie, okay, never ever having worked in crypto ever before, I'm interested in crypto, I'm interested in Bitcoin, in other cryptocurrencies, but I need to learn more. Like I literally know nothing about this. Where should I start?
All right, so you may have heard of Bitcoin at this point, whether on the news or on CNBC Fast Money, or maybe around the water cooler at work, since it was actually the first cryptocurrency ever invented back in 2009, the one that started it all. And with more people talking about crypto than ever, the Bitcoin name is the most well-known out of any cryptocurrency to date. So, as a beginner with little to no prior knowledge in the area of Bitcoin and blockchain technology, it's really important to gain an understanding of the fundamental reasons why this financial technology is the undeniable future. With any type of investing, it's important to understand what you are investing in. And with that said, you don't have to understand this technology on the nuts and bolts level like developers and coders would. We all use cell phones and we understand why they are valuable to our lives, but 99.9% of us don't understand the inner workings of the device and what makes it tick. Because we don't need to, and it doesn't matter. What matters is the utility and how it enriches and makes our lives easier. It's crucial for you to understand the advantages that cryptocurrency offers over fiat currency or the cash that you use every day that you keep in the bank, and the various initiatives that are underway by the financial institutions of our world to bring this newly emerged financial market into the mainstream in terms of utility and adoption. So today, I'm going to help educate you in these areas and help you to wrap your mind around this incredibly timely financial opportunity revolving around this financial technology that is literally evolving and enhancing global commerce in ways that not everyone is seeing just yet, thanks to the fact that cryptocurrency is globally available for use. All you need is an internet connection. So now even the most economically disadvantaged people in the world who lack proper banking services, like citizens from African countries and Venezuela, have fully embraced cryptocurrency for everyday use. Africa has simply not had regular access to affordable and reliable banking services, which has kept it from being a major player in the global economy and e-commerce, and Venezuela has been suffering from having a collapsed fiat currency. People in these countries use cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin every day, and it has become the norm in order to fill the void left by the systems that failed them. Prior to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, it was prohibitively expensive and a lengthy process for people to send money back to their families from countries where they moved to for meaningful employment. If you think international bank wires are expensive from the US, it only gets considerably worse for people in the rest of the world, because transactions often have to go through multiple banks to reach their destination with the antiquated system called SWIFT that the banks use to transfer money all around the world. So there's a real global need for this financial technology. Increasing adoption and acceptance of cryptocurrency payments by individuals and businesses is accelerating the expansion of the global marketplace at a faster rate than ever before by increasing the overall market that the average person can sell goods and services to from their own country and perhaps bordering countries to completely global. So this is something that's making a big difference in the world.
Well, and it sounds like it, because if you have countries that absolutely, you were saying multiple banks and multiple fees and multiple costs, I mean, that would drive any, especially a small business who's just trying to start, out of business. You can't afford those kinds of fees and costs. So very, very cool. Okay, so are there ways that people could benefit by learning how to leverage cryptocurrency in their own business?
Most definitely, and especially if it's an online business. Even though cryptocurrency is just as useful for making transactions with people on the other side of the world as it would be if they were merely in your living room, people who were previously left out of the global marketplace because of an inability to affordably transact with people in other countries are now able to participate and enjoy the prosperity afforded by this convenience. In my own personal experience as a networker and social media marketer, over the years prior to my discovery of Bitcoin, I would connect with many people who were interested in my services or products that I had to offer, but I was not able to capitalize on these opportunities due to not having a legitimate way to accept payment from these prospects. So this was basically limiting the expansion of my business, because even though we have been blessed by social media and the internet in regard to the transfer of data, information, and the ability to network with amazing people from all over the world that we can do business with, the only thing that was missing was the ability to literally transact with people from all over the world in mere seconds per transaction. So while Bitcoin and blockchain are looking quite strong as the future money of our world, the very mind-opening fact is that the currency is only the first application of this technology. The blockchain will enable other decentralized applications you may have never even thought of, including distributed fair voting, stock ownership, asset registration, notarization, and many more concepts yet to even be thought of. The possibilities are literally endless. It's like the advent of the internet all over again, 2.0. These are all aspects that would relate to and enhance your business in ways you never thought possible. Blockchain will be everywhere in the coming future.
And my brain is kind of going off on all of the options you're talking about here. So side note for our listeners out there, this is why we follow experts, right? Because they know this stuff. I'm sure, Caleb, in your group, in the Bitcoin Lifestyles Club, you talk about, hey guys, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. I mean,
we're discussing this stuff every day. And like one of the really cool things that just happened in the past couple of days is there's a developer company called Blockstream that develops for Bitcoin, and they actually just untethered the Bitcoin network from the internet they have satellites that are orbiting the Earth that are able to be used for transmitting Bitcoin transactions on the blockchain. So it's
cool.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Okay, so going back to being a newbie, you're throwing a lot of words at me that are already like way above my head. I've got to learn. We got to learn. All right, so now that we have a greater understanding of the total global needs for cryptocurrency, what are some of the specific advantages of using cryptocurrency over, as you said, fiat currency, right? Normal cash that we're used to dealing with.
Sure, no problem. I'll be happy to give you some of the advantages. I'll list some of the common advantages and properties held by Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin, for example, is not a company or an organization. The concept or idea is not owned by any one single person. The only people who own it are those who possess an amount of it in a digital wallet. Bitcoin and other cryptos operate by mathematical rules that everyone who participates in mining the network agrees on, and through this mechanism, Bitcoin is able to use a completely decentralized network of computers to agree on what transactions have occurred over the network. This is a decentralized, trustless method of agreeing on who has the money. Sending cryptocurrency from your account to another user's account is easy, peer-to-peer. There's no middleman that needs to be trusted to handle your money, like with banks. And you can even make the transactions over your smartphone using wallet apps. It's truly convenient. Cryptocurrencies remove the need for banks as the middlemen with their fees. Fees to send cryptocurrency are low, and this will make costly bank wires become obsolete in the future. It's
Yeah.
decentralized.
If there's no middleman, right, the fees are lower.
Yep.
So
That's
cool.
right.
Okay. Okay.
That's right. And it's decentralized, so it does not have a centralized point of failure like fiat currency, like banks and issuing governments, which could underperform, causing inflation or downright fail through unsound monetary policies like quantitative easing. Which
No
is
crashes. We're hoping
Yes.
for no crashing.
which is a practice of quantitative easing, just for those of you that don't know, is a practice of printing increased quantities of paper money into circulation, which makes it worth less or worthless over time, which is why we see the inflation we do in this country, because we have a policy of quantitative easing through the Federal Reserve. Not to get too deeply into that, though, but that's a big reason why cryptocurrency exists, because a solution had to come
out. Yeah,
for
I mean,
those
if you
policies that are globally rampant. All countries, that have fiat currencies are printing more money, and this whole world is running on a bubble of debt, which is going to pop someday. And with that, cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin are going to gain an even greater prominence and value in everyday life.
well, especially if, as you're saying, they're not controlled by some of the big banks. I mean, we just had a crash, 10 years ago, and there were multiple crashes before that, so most of them controlled by the governments or the big banks or whatever. So another option is always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, you also have Greece in several years past where their economy failed, and they shut their banks down to their citizens and only allowed them for a certain period of time to only be able to withdraw like maybe $50 or $100 per day to live on, and pay their bills and all that kind of stuff. So, and obviously Venezuela has had its currency collapse, and these kind of things, it's like a domino effect, and and a lot of people would like to believe that this is not possible in the United States, but it totally is possible.
Well, and if all of our governments are effectively interconnected at this point, I think a lot of people still have in their mind that we are the U.S. and they are Greece and they are whatever, but
Yes.
not really. We're all very interconnected. So
there's also quite a bit of documentation that over the years that governments and banks have been and banking institutions have been preparing for this bubble to pop by recapitalizing their gold reserves to higher reserves than it's been in a very, very long time, ever since we went off the gold standard with Richard Nixon.
So this is where, guys, I can already see a rabbit hole forming. This is why you gotta get in on the Bitcoin Lifestyles Club, because I can already see massive conversations. But okay.
It's a good diversification in ways that you can protect yourself from that bubble, which there's multiple ways. But anyways, let's get back to the benefits of cryptocurrency. Okay, it's decentralized, so like that's actually what we just went over. So you have a good level of anonymity with it. You can send funds from person to person with privacy, being that most wallet accounts don't have your name attached and are only identified by a long string of letters and numbers, otherwise known as your encrypted public key, which is your address that money can be sent to. You have transparency. While names are not attached to accounts, you can still follow the money trail of all Bitcoin accounts using a blockchain explorer, which is a website anyone can access via a popular web browser like Chrome. You can search for any public address, which is also known as a wallet receiving address, and see all the transactions that ever happened for that wallet address, including dates and amounts and what other public addresses were sent to and received from. So that's the public ledger. That's what makes it so great, is we can keep track of things, and blockchains make it, and cryptocurrency make it so that you can never have two of the same thing. There can never be a double transaction. That means no one can ever make more money into the supply. The supply is held to a strict limit by the algorithm, and so it's not manipulatable like money
Well, none of the
supplies.
printing cash. You can't
Yeah,
print the cash like you were talking about.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So since it's not physical, cryptocurrency can't be seized like physical cash, assets, or money in the bank. Bitcoin and other top market cap cryptocurrencies are becoming a reliable store of value as overall value increases, volatility decreases over the long term, and the global increase of user adoption increases over time. And you can send crypto to anyone, anywhere in the world. You don't need permission or authorization needed other than your own. There's no rules to follow. And this is not just a pipe dream, this is real life, as in 2017, 2018, and on into 2019, governments have been working to regulate and tax the crypto market and have already regulated exchanges and futures markets for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies.
Well, and we're certainly seeing some of the big institutional investors come in, right? I mean, we've seen big banks coming in, the government coming in. You're right on the taxation side, of course. You know, we've been seeing the taxation. I think the first announcement about taxation, anything related to crypto, was back in 2004. I mean, it was like a long time ago that they were starting to look at this thing and how do we tax the thing. So as usual, to all of our listeners out there, you guys know, right? If you make money, the government wants their cut. So, but this is why you get education, guys. This is why we bring you these experts, right? So, okay, cool. This is so cool. This is so exciting. Okay, so we understand a lot of the advantages now, right? And you mentioned that you could give us some examples of how the world's these big financial institutions are now investing to get the technology faster, right? To get it into the system faster. So what are a couple of really good examples of that?
Sure, no problem. So this is where things become pretty eye-opening, is I'm sure that everything I've explained to you up until this point sounded great in theory, but you're probably wondering where the rubber meets the road on this and why you should have confidence and believe in the future of this technology. The best way to gain this confidence yourself is to see who else in the world of significance has confidence and is putting their money where their mouth is and investing. So we've been seeing many important events come together that will bolster the adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, the market at large, and send future prices much higher. So first we have BACT. That's BAKKT. It's a global digital asset exchange being launched in January by the Intercontinental Exchange, which is also known as ICE, who is also the owner and operator of the New York Stock Exchange. BACT will provide institutional money managers and with custody and a regulated, secure platform to do business on. This makes it a streamlined, secure, and reliable way for institutional money to enter the market. So next we have TD Ameritrade, who recently announced a partnership with an exchange called ErisX. It will basically be a BACT competitor offering the same types of services, except also offering services to retail investors. And TD Ameritrade has over 11 million funded customer accounts with over 1.2 trillion of assets in custody. This will make it super easy for the average investor to get into the market instead of having to go through all these complicated processes of signing up for and learning how to use crypto exchanges and then be responsible for security and storage, which is too much for some of your average investors who are going to be older and just not as savvy with the technology. So now they will be able to open their TD Ameritrade brokerage accounts and invest in cryptocurrencies secured by TD Ameritrade. This will, open it up to people of all age ranges, some that won't want to interface as closely with it as maybe people of a younger generation.
Well, and that way
millennials and yeah, like myself, and I do find I work closely with a lot of people within my mastermind community, within my course and mastermind community, who are of various ages, ranging all the way up to people even in their 50s and 60s, who have done very well with this, having made the choice to invest in themselves and take action with the crypto markets. So
It kind of sounds to me like this is the adoption curve. You know, we normally see those early adopters where they're out figuring it out and figuring out all the pieces, right? And these are probably your advanced members in the Bitcoin Lifestyles Club. And then now with TD Ameritrade is coming in, now we're into that central piece of the adoption. I mean, these huge players coming in, that's massive.
I've been helping a lot of people become successful early adopters of this market, and right now we're just on the cusp, and that's why this video is so important for all of you that are watching this right now, because the timing of this, because all this is like just like this, the backed exchange is set to launch January 24th,
2019. I mean, coming up here in like
2019.
a month.
That's going to be the first Bitcoin futures product where investors of the Bitcoin futures contracts are actually going to be delivered actual Bitcoin at the end of the futures contracts for their profit, which is going to reduce the supply of the limited supply of Bitcoin that's on the market, which is limited to 21 million Bitcoins ever to be in existence. And the more that gets distributed and reduced and available circulating supply, the price of Bitcoin basically goes up a lot. And that's what these institutions know, and this is why that they're doing this.
Well, you don't have a giant like TD Ameritrade going, yeah, sure, I think I'll invest some off it and whatever this Bitcoin thing is. No, they've got researchers, teams, lawyers. I mean, they're all over this thing.
Right now, I think it's called BlackRock, which is a big investment house.
Yeah. That
you're probably familiar with.
Yeah.
Right now, they own 1% of the total Bitcoin supply that's in existence. That's a sign for you.
Yeah.
That this serious investment house, BlackRock is a legacy investment house. I can't remember the name that's behind that one right now. Big name behind that one.
But I've heard of BlackRock for years and years and years. I mean, that name's been around forever.
Yes, and they're owning 1% of the Bitcoin supply right now, and we're still haven't even had these big exchanges for the institutions to be able to launch. Right. The institutions have just barely been beginning their investing, and their investing in the past year has been mostly over-the-counter type of venues, but that's all changing pretty quick, which is going to bring a lot of liquidity and volume. Basically, like more money than has ever come into this market. Even though Bitcoin went to 20,000, all-time high, in the past year, early this past year.
Yeah.
That was with zero institutional money involved. That was all with just small whales, mom and pop investors. And some crypto companies, major.
See, and I'm picking up on that little bit of a smile in the back of your voice, going, hee hee, I know this is gonna be awesome.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
This is what happens when you're this study and you understand things at this deep of a level. So that's another advantage that people have being involved in the mastermind. You know, being able to come in and start getting up to this level of understanding, gaining that confidence, so you can make those moves.
And you can learn from experts.
Yourself in this market.
You can learn from the experts. To me, that's the biggest thing. You know, if I'm coming in as a newbie, I know nothing, right? I've invested in Google because that's the most high-tech stock I can think of, right? I've never even thought about doing this. So to come into a mastermind group and meet with people like you who are experts, top in their fields, you know, that's crazy talk. That's awesome.
We have people that come in with no experience, and they get and people who become good friends of mine. And I see that they get excited about it, and next thing you know, a few months goes by, and they're slowly becoming the experts.
That's so cool.
You know?
That's so cool. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of knowledge. I mean, that's why we host these events, these webinars, because, well, you'll get me off on a tangent, but I'm just beaming with how much knowledge you are giving us right now. Okay. So without getting off topic here, thank you.
Oh yeah, so I have a couple more examples just to run.
Yeah.
So we have Fidelity, which is going to have an even bigger impact than TD Ameritrade, with over 27 million customer accounts and 6.9 trillion of assets in custody. Yeah. And they have not fully revealed their plans, but it's speculated they will also be launching a digital asset exchange and other services that will make investing in the crypto market easy for their customers.
Cool.
And in the earlier part of this year, Goldman Sachs owned digital payments company Circle, which is an app you can download on your phone.
Yeah.
It's also a website. They full out purchased one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the market, US-based Poloniex, for $400 million. And so those are just some examples of how the institutions are investing in the infrastructure in the overall future of this market. They are positioning themselves as the gateway keepers and market leaders of the regulated crypto markets. There is so much positive activity that is happening to bolster the adoption and growth of the cryptocurrency market right now in general. Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and others have all come out with crypto-related news recently as well. So the race is on. So with all this said, as we found our way towards the very end of the early adopter phase of this technology and investment, one thing that is important to understand is that the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has grown to the point it has purely through the investment of the mom and pop investors like we were talking about before, longtime believers in the technology from all over the world. Yes, that's right. Bitcoin reached that all-time high in 2017 with 20K with no institutional investment. Once these initiatives by financial institutions come to pass, their effects take hold and are felt by the entire market. It will inevitably result in the next cryptocurrency bull market. Anyone becoming cognizant of this today has the advantage of becoming aware of the situation during the market lows prior to the next bull market phase of growth. So I hope you found massive value in my presentation today and that I helped you become aware on a higher level about how cryptocurrency is changing the world and why it's the undeniable future and not just some far-flung concept that sounds great. At this point, I'm sure you are also fired up and excited about the cryptocurrency market as we are. And now has never been a better time to start learning more and gaining some exposure with it. But at the same rate, I understand you probably have no idea where to get started and could use more info and a helping hand in the process. So I
know where to go. We've got the man right here. Of course we know where to go. Sorry, go ahead.
That's right. I assure you that this is not rocket science, and literally anyone who puts their mind to it can get started and have success. Just like cell phones that were uncommon at first, but as the technology reached mass adoption, the world came to a point where everyone has one, and we can't imagine life without one. Due to being less efficient in all areas of your life and business, and basically out of touch with the world. The same will be true for cryptocurrency, and the people who learn and adopt it sooner than the overall masses will surely have a massive financial advantage moving into the future. I don't want you to miss your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and let this historic crypto wave pass you by. So this is why I have created an easy-to-follow video-based course that is perfect for the absolute beginner to not only learn about and get started with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but will also teach you how to maximize your profits through smart trading, and will even show you how to start earning a passive income with cryptocurrency. And not only do you get access to the step-by-step blueprints that will take the guesswork out of everything from how to use the exchanges to trade, to which cryptocurrencies are the best to trade and build your portfolio with, but it also provides access to my private crypto mastermind chat group support community via a free mobile app called Slack, which you can download to your phone. To learn more, Shauna will have a link for you right after this video that you can use to check out my website, which will have a video, testimonials, and everything you need to know to get started on your path to crypto wealth today, and without the pressure of having to figure out everything for yourself and wasting time making mistakes, as I've already figured it all out to make things as easy as possible for you.
Yay! And this is why, again, guys, we listen to the experts, right? You guys always listen to me, tax goddess expert, totally got it, but this is why we listen to the experts in crypto. Okay, so I have questions for you. Are you good with some questions? Okay.
Sure. Happy to help with that.
Because you're awesome, Caleb. This is why we love it. So, okay, so the first one is, you had mentioned right at the end there, you had mentioned passive income within crypto. Now, one of the things, as a tax strategist, it's super important for people, any person in the US to have a business, okay? Because if you're a W-2 employee, there's really now with the new 2018 tax law changes, there are no tax deductions for you, like none at all, okay? So if you have a business doing something, you can write off pieces of your home office, you can do cell phone, these are all tax things, right? So you mentioned that you can earn a passive income. So could you make that an active income? Like, could you make it a side gig to invest in crypto and to learn, or?
You could potentially do that. I think once you start somewhere with something, that's like planting the seed, and you can grow further with that. And when it comes to earning passively with cryptocurrency, this is going to become with the big investment houses that are getting people into cryptocurrency. This is going to become the new the new stock dividends. The new way to earn passive, like that was invented through the stock market with dividends. Except this is going to be even more powerful than that was, or even still is today. And so basically, like you're saying, like this does require just a little bit of investment. Obviously, you're investing in the currencies, right? And to do a lot of these passive earning methods, you literally need to have those currencies like in wallets on a computer. So that means you need to, a good laptop would be an investment. Maybe something that you used only for cryptocurrencies. So that'd be something that you could write off as like a tool that you're using in the process of earning cryptocurrency passively through various mining methods that I teach in the course through video tutorials that show you how to do everything step by step. And then we also provide support via our Mining Mastermind chat group channel that's within the overall mastermind on Slack that we spoke about. We have multiple channels of conversation about the various aspects that make us money in the cryptocurrency market. There, you can always bring your questions there to us, and I also am available via the private messenger on there for all my members. And you got questions all the time. So
I was gonna say, listeners, you're getting one hell of a deal. You're getting an expert who's willing to answer your questions like personally. Thank you, Caleb. Amazing as usual. All right, well, we don't want to take up like so much of your time, Caleb. You have been an absolutely awesome guest. Guys, we will definitely have the link down below. We'll put it on the video. We'll send it all over the place. If you have any questions, Caleb, besides your website, what is the website? Give me the name of the website.
Yes, it's, and of course you're going to have the link, for wherever you have this video. I'm sure you'll have your link right underneath of it, like on YouTube in the video description. You'll have the link down there, and it's bitcoinlifestyles.club. Okay, is the domain. But please use Shauna's link so she gets credit for referring you guys.
Well, and to make sure that our team and you know everything that's going on, which is good. Thank you, Caleb. You're a sweetheart. All right. Well, thank you so much again, Caleb. You blow my mind. I literally feel like I've just been run over by a truck. That was so much information. But for any of you that want to learn more, as Caleb said, click the link, right? Our job here at Tax Strategies That Save Entrepreneurs Thousands are to bring you guys education, inspiration, or of course entertainment. I've been smiling the whole time, but definitely tons of education. So thank you so much again, Caleb. And remember to subscribe, guys. Caleb is probably going to be here. We might be able to convince him to come back for another 2 episodes. So we'll see if he's got time for us, and I might be able to convince him. But yeah, subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Click the little bell icon so that you can notified when Caleb's next videos are up. And of course, if you want to save even more, we have a Facebook group, so check us out, Tax Strategies That Save Entrepreneurs Thousands Each Year, or you can just search for Tax Goddess. So thank you so much, and Caleb, thank you again for being here. It was such a pleasure. Any parting words for our audience?
Well, I thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you found massive value here, and I look forward to see many of you on the inside in my mastermind in the future and help you on your path to success to cryptocurrency wealth.
Woo-hoo!
So
thank you,
it's my pleasure today to provide the value. Thank you again.
Thank you. Bye.
I know.